So today I'll be talking about to help or not to help. On March 13, 1964, at 3:15 a.m., Kitty Genovese was stabbed to death by a man. His name was Winston Maselli. They heard a scream for help, but the neighbors heard, but they ignored it. 38 people witnessed the attack, but only one called the police. They blamed it on living in a large city. Prosocial behavior is a behavior that produces positive social consequences. John Darley and Bibb Latane, psychologists, analyzed this case. It is common sense to think that the higher amount of bystanders presents during an emergency, the higher the probability of someone that will intervene. However, as in this case study, this didn't happen. Someone will help. I don't need to, right? As the number of bystanders increase around the critical emergency, the percentage of people intervening will decrease. This is known as the bystander effect. John Darley and Bibb Latane asked students at New York University to talk about personal problems with each other. They spoke in separate rooms with intercom recorded. So Group 1 believed it was another person. Group 2 believed it was 2 other people. Group 3 believed there were 5 people on the line. The emergency would be an epileptic seizure. Measured the percentage of who helped students having the seizure and time it took for them to respond. They were given 4 minutes. The amount of delay in helping was greater when more bystanders were present. So Group 1 average delay was less than 1 minute. All participants called emergency. Group 2, 85% called for help. Group 3, average delay was over 3 minutes. 60% called for help. All participants experienced anxiety, discomfort, and nervousness. Social influence is when behavior changes because of presence of others. As the number of people increased, participants felt less individual responsibility. Easier for groups 2 and 3 to assume because of numbers of bystanders. Evaluation apprehension. If you are the only person present in a critical situation, the negative consequences are higher. Refusing or failing to help leads to shameful connotation. Some are afraid to speak because they feel like their reaction is execrated, but in reality, others are feeling the same way. Feel embarrassed if you take actions and are wrong. Many people feel embarrassment and negative evaluation from others. But we are part of a group, we feel less responsibility since there are others with us. 1968. Tested ideas by getting students to participate in an interview. Smoke began to seep in. Some participants were all alone and some with others. Alone, 55% reported more within 2 minutes. After 4 minutes, 75% of alone participants act. Other, only 12% reported. Fear of negative evaluation. Survey that shows if one is afraid of judgment from others. Participants helping behaviors decreased significantly with 2 other bystanders. Presence compared to no bystander. Those who scored higher on FNE were less likely to help. In conclusion, it is proven that as the number of bystanders increase around the critical emergency, the percentages of people intervening would decrease. Those who learn the bystander effect are more likely to help. Important lesson to learn. Always act as if you are the only bystander during a critical situation.